chair now recognizes Mr. Lynch from Massachusetts.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I wanted to thank the witnesses for their willingness to work with the committee, help us with our work. I am surprised, though, seems to be a new level of hypocrisy here. As a long-standing member of this committee, I think most of the members who have served a long time here know full well what political interference and what sweetheart deals look like. And I think context is very important. In 2017, we had a situation where former National Security Advisor and Trump campaign surrogate Michael Flynn was indicted. Indicted by a federal grand jury, he pled guilty twice. And he lied to FBI agents about his communications with the Russian government prior to the inauguration of President Trump. He was only National Security Advisor for 22 days. But my colleagues on the other side of the aisle had no interest, zero interest in looking into that case. And in response, the president at the time, President Trump, repeatedly and publicly attacked the case and the agents who brought it, including by claiming that Mr. Flynn was the victim of quote, dirty, filthy cops at the top of the FBI, close quote. He also described the prosecution as a disgrace and claimed that those who investigated Mr. Flynn were guilty of treason. Those were public statements made by a sitting president attacking the FBI. And despite the fact that Mr. Flynn pleaded guilty twice to lying to the FBI, President Trump's Attorney General William Barr personally intervened in the case, and that led the Department of Justice to abruptly reverse course and have the case dismissed on grounds that a federal judge found dubious, to say the least, and that's a quote from the judge. In the case of longtime Trump associate and advisor Roger Stone, a federal jury found him guilty in 2019 of obstructing a congressional investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election by lying to Congress and witness tampering. In response, a sitting president, President Trump, immediately took to Twitter, attacking the Department of Justice and accusing them of employing a, quote, double standard and committing a, quote, miscarriage of justice. President Trump also publicly attacked the department's sentencing recommendation for Mr. Stone, leading senior officials to overrule the federal prosecutors who had investigated and brought the case. So this blatant political intervention, not complained of at all by my Republican colleagues at the time, caused those prosecutors, some of them, to resign or withdraw from the case. President Trump even congratulated former Attorney General Barr for intervening. That's what political intervention looks like, and we know it on this committee. And in the case of former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, who worked to elect a pro-Kremlin president in Ukraine and was convicted in 2018 of bank and tax fraud, ultimately pleading guilty to conspiracy against the United States and conspiracy to obstruct justice. President Trump deemed it, quote, a very sad day for our country. And in terms of sweetheart deals, in December of 2020, at the end of his term, President Trump granted full pardons to his close allies, his pals, Flynn, Stone, and Manafort, allowing them to escape accountability for their numerous crimes. Now that is a sweetheart deal. They got away with everything. Not like Hunter Biden, who's pleading guilty, suffers the reputational damage and embarrassment to his family, the widely publicized facts of his drug addiction. And this was a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney that prosecuted this for 4 years. And President Biden did not seek to remove him, which normally happens when a new president comes into office. He has the full right to remove him. never did so. Mr.